Welcome, and thanks for joining me for Pathfinder Kingmaker. Well, folks, we beat the Stag Lord. There he is. We actually took his helmet, so he really shouldn't have it on his body there anymore. But I guess they didn't want to update that artwork. So, since we beat the Stag Lord, I played another hour and a half, and OBS crashed, and I didn't catch any of it. So I decided, rather than just picking up from there, to go back and do this again. So we made it clear to back to Restov and went through that whole scene, became Baron, and made it back to our Barony, got our tour of our Barony, started looking at kingdom management stuff, and didn't get any of it. So we're gonna redo this. Probably try to go through it here pretty quickly, just because I'm doing it again. But we've got some equipment here we picked up. Gonna find use for these. +5 mobility. Let's see, we could throw that on Amaya. The bracers of archery, Bruin can have those. And this cloak of winter veil, I think decided to throw that on Alvar, and then we can give his other cloak of resistance to Bruin. And let's see what else. Yeah, we've got his bow here from the Stag Lord we picked up. I believe that's everything there. Oh yeah, we picked up this light armor. I think we actually want to throw that on him. Okay. Oh, the other one, let's see. Must not have found it. I think at some point here I picked up some armor, some better armor for Kane. So hopefully we'll find that again. Question is, do I go through and re-kill all of like these bandits and the zombies that are outside the walls? It was a pain last time. I guess I'll go through it. I'll probably just skip over that though when I'll come back after we kill these. It's like 7 of them here. Okay, we killed this group of bandits. It wasn't pretty. We got it done. I was gonna loot the rest of this area.
What do I spy? This task is beyond me.
And we triggered a trap, which apparently is some summoned dogs. All right. Okay, we killed a couple dogs that got summoned by the trap there. Oh, that's right. We need to go inside here still. We got some decent loot in here. I know there's traps too, so somebody needs to see that.
I will guide.
Please. I know there's a trap right there.
I do not believe this is possible.
And she can't even open most of the locked things. Of course. Got a light hammer. Okay, this is kind of turned into a little bit of a shit show. Just want to collect stuff here as quick as possible. We've got his name's Narug over here in the cell, but we don't have any way to open the cell.
I shall survive this ordeal.
We're not seeing any of the traps.
They should have known better.
Oh, wait. Last time we... Okay, when I came in here before, We couldn't open the door. Right? We'll just have to fight Mr. Nugra here then. Let's just get Alvar in here. Thorn body. Does that mean we like take damage when we attack him or something? Spines grow from your exposed skin, damaging creatures that strike you. Okay, so we maybe don't want to do the melee damage. We'll try hypnotism. That hypnotism spell is one of the worst as far as just like indication of whether it landed or not.
I'll loot your corpse.
Jeez. Okay, maybe we can't worry about the thorn body. Just get in there.
Made your choice.
How bad that hurts us. Pretty bad. We did some damage to him though too.
May I see your entrails, please?
Oh, what a mess. Let's get her up if we can. Jeez.
Burn! Slice! Behead!
See if Bruin can just kill him.
A solid plan.
There's a chance that we don't get out of this.
I'll split you in half.
All I see is blackness.
Jeez. Look, come on, Anna.
Die, die, die!
All right.
What lies beyond?
Wow, we're just in bad shape here. Okay. We took care of Nugra. Got his armor. Some medium armor. Nugra's crumpled note. Okay. Doesn't get any additional AC from that. Lighter though. Guess we'll leave that on him. Wow, we are just in bad condition here. Okay, I think we're done in here. I'm gonna go out and try to get to the edge of the map and make camp. I guess we're probably safe to finish looting in here. We could pick a lot of this up when we leave, but let's get this kind of thing. Containers we need to open. We got over here is all the zombies. I don't even know if it's worth going over there and fighting them. I'm tempted just to skip it. Not sure I want to give up the XP, it's the only thing. Speaking of XP,
Without a doubt.
you know, I had decided to... Oh, we got
I have
wolves over here. That's right. I was going to... We set the setting that only our current party gets the XP. But it was pointed out to me that if we're going to do the companion quests, which we are, we plan to, we can't fight anything here. Although there's wolves. Do we have any healing?
Should prepare.
Not really. Let's leave. There's loot there though.
It seems my expertise was not enough.
I'm open to any opinions about
This task is beyond.
whether having
There are
Gimped
many roads to success.
companions with us once in a while for a companion quest is a good trade-off for having everybody else leveling up quicker. That was my thinking, was everybody else is going to be a high enough level
At first I said no.
that we'd be able to take care of things even
Then I
with
insisted,
a
"Why
weak
should
party
I need
member.
that to survive?" Then I argued. Then I agreed to do it.
We
It's so
barely
hard
even
to
have.
decide whether to have breakfast or not.
So what are you talking about? Yeah. Jeez. That's all the healing we've got. I know we can go out and camp, but is whatever's in there worth fighting these wolves for?
I can see my destiny.
I guess we're gonna find out.
Combat is adjourned.
Okay, we killed the wolves. I actually had to do it twice because the first time I tried to put it on real time and just let it go, and we got destroyed. Now I think we're done inside here. We're gonna slip past. There's like thylacines down there. Run out here. I think we've got all these zombies over here, and I don't remember there being any point to it unless you wanted to sneak in over the wall. Like up here. I'm really tempted just to head. Okay, we can't carry quite that much. Okay, we can at least walk now. Yeah, I think we're just gonna head back to Oleg's. And I'll meet you up there.
I can see.
Okay, we made it back
destination.
to Oleg's. We're gonna head out here and talk to people. Got Valerie here. Valerie catches up with you near the trading post and touches you on the shoulder. Kane, can I talk to you? Now that the Stag Lord is defeated, you rightfully own the stolen lands. Jamandi Aldori will endorse you and grant you the Baron's title. The girl looks at you with interest and a little apprehension. What will you do when you sit on the throne, Kane? Please don't say you haven't thought about it. We just kiss up to her. Whatever happens, I hope you're beside me. I appreciate your help, and I appreciate you yourself, Valerie. Valerie carefully studies your face for a long time as if trying to find something. Finally, she gives you a soft smile and shakes her head. I would put down any other man who would say this, but not you. I'm sure you value me, my support, and my military talent. When I did this before, I chose the neutral evil option, but decided to go another route. Okay. Let's talk to Oleg. Stag Lord's gone. We found his fortress and sent the villain to oblivion. Good riddance. Maybe now we'll be able to actually live in the stolen lands rather than just surviving. Without a doubt, more people will flock here now. It'll surely boost trade, but all the noise they'll bring with them, well, that's none of your concern. I bet you can't wait to return to Restov and report your great victory. Okay, let's head off. The other thing I did last time was... actually, okay. We better sell our junk first, because we're carrying a lot of stuff. It does seem like the last time I had picked up something I ended up using. I don't know if I have it. I think We found a new weapon for him last time. I forget what it was. I think it was a heavy pick that I picked up, and I don't see it this time, unfortunately. So I wonder if that's... I may have picked that up in the zombie area, because I killed all them the first time. Oh well. Got a little chunk of gold here to get us started. Okay, we don't need to worry about camping supplies yet. Okay, now we're ready for Restov. The fog seems to be thinning, but we should wait until it burns off completely. In the meantime, I'll gather some supplies for your journey to make sure you can enjoy your trip back to Restov.
Good work. Nice to see I haven't lost my intuition for people. Not many would have managed to set out to the Stolen Lands and return with the Stag Lord's head. But I knew you could handle it. Congratulations are in order. Today, you'll receive the title of Baron before the High Society of Restov, and even Natala Sertova personally. God's bless her. Tomorrow, you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands if you wish, but this time as a ruler. But matters of state can wait. For now, enjoy this feast in your honor. All the city leaders are here. It's a great opportunity to make some useful connection. Speaking of connections, let me introduce you to Kasil Aldori. He's my adopted son and apprentice. He's a trustworthy man. I'd like to send him with you as an envoy.
In my other playthrough, I don't think I ever realized or noticed this about him being her son. Kasil, a young half-orc with impeccable poise, performs a textbook perfect bow. Jamandi, just what kind of game are you playing? I think I have the right to know.
Yes, you certainly have that right. But tell me, how well do you know Brevoy's history or the current political atmosphere? It won't be an easy explanation.
What do I need to know about the history of Brevoy?
What's now called Brevoy was originally two different countries, Rostland and Issia. 200 years ago, they were stuck in constant squabbles. Then, Coral the Conqueror showed up and united the two states into one. Such diplomatic tricks are easy to manage when you have dragons at your disposal. The so-called noble houses of Brevoy, mainly Sertova, Orlovsky, and Lebeda, once ruled over Issia. We, the Aldori, ruled Rostland. The royal house Rogarvia, founded by Coral the Conqueror, forced us into obedience. But 200 years isn't long enough to make peace with such a troubled history. Even 2,000 years wouldn't be enough for us to accept Issian rule. Brevoy is a country held together by a thread, and that thread grows ever weaker.
What do I need to know about the current political atmosphere?
We, the Aldori and the great noble houses, spent 200 years under the rule of invaders, the royal house Rogarvia. We plotted, we schemed, we stabbed each other in the back, but open confrontation was out of the question. But a few years ago, House Rogarvia disappeared. No one knows how or why, but one day, their manors were just empty, and the force that held Brevoy together, that kept us from a bloody feud, ceased to be. Brevoy is currently ruled by the House Sertova, the former kings of Issia, but their power pales in comparison to that of House Rogarvia when they were here. So now Sertova and Aldori stand facing each other, staring each other in the eye, waiting for the other to draw their sword. It's an untenable situation. No one wants a civil war that would drown Brevoy in blood, but peace between us is also out of the question.
What role do I play in your game, in your plans?
Rostland wants to regain its independence, and we will regain it. The power the Issians hold over us is humiliating and costly, and the Sertovas won't give us our freedom without a fight. That is, unless there is some external power that can force everyone to sit down and talk. Do you see where this is going?
I see you want us to be that power.
The Stolen Lands are disputed territory. Brevoy can't appropriate them without raising protests from each of the neighboring states. However, if some brave people were to found independent states on that land, it would be another matter entirely. My hope is that you and your future neighbors, Baron Hannes Drelev and Captain Maegor Varn, will become our allies. But even your neutrality would introduce a powerful counterbalance to the aggression of the noble houses. Maybe, with your help, the inevitable division of Brevoy can occur without too much pain.
Don't the Sword Lords have any other foreign allies capable of playing this role?
We hope to get some help from the Maivani Eldori, the descendants of the Sword Lords who have fled from Koral's rage to build a new nation in the south. But the Isians know this well, and are doing everything they can to deny us this help. I won't go into details, but if my intelligence is correct, if a civil war starts in Brevoy, Maivan will be too occupied with its own inner troubles to interfere.
What part does Restov play in this game?
Restov is a free city, proud of its independence from everyone, including the Eldori Sword Lords. But when it comes to Rostland's liberation, our goals align. This whole plan is our joint creation with Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius.
If Natala is already here, why did she let you grant me the title?
Actually, she could still intervene and disrupt the proceedings. But she's a Sertova. Their games are always complex and multi-layered. They're always looking for ways to turn defeat into victory. If she's decided to allow you to become a Baron, it means she already has some idea of how she can turn it to her benefit. Let's consider how she could do so. Maybe she understands that Rostland will inevitably separate and she doesn't want a war. In that case, new states in the Stolen Lands give the Isians a reason to sit down and talk without losing face. But that's an optimistic view, and truth be told, it doesn't quite match up with what we've come to expect from the Sertovas. The more likely scenario is that Natala wants to win you over to her side. If war breaks out and at least one of you stabs us in the back, Rostland will be surrounded by enemies. That might be enough to bring about our downfall. But you would fall first, and your newly formed states would be left in ruin. The Isians always like to have someone around to pull their chestnuts out of the fire for them. A piece of friendly advice? Don't do business with House Sertovas, no matter what promises they make you. Any deal with the noble houses is a deal with devils.
What happens next?
How should I know? We're in the middle of a big game. And today, you move from being merely a piece on the board to being one of the players. I hope you have a better understanding of what's at stake.
Do you already know about my encounter with Tartuccio?
Of course. Keston gave me a full report. You dealt with the scoundrel perfectly. It would be naive to think that none of your neighbors will try to stick their hands in your affairs. Especially that sly fox Iravetti.
If only that were the case. I don't need an envoy.
Don't think I'm trying to impose a nanny or a spy on you. We're neighbors now. You'll need someone knowledgeable about Brevoy's politics to act as an ambassador to your court. If you don't like Casil, you're free to choose someone else, but I won't be able to vouch for the loyalty or trustworthiness of another envoy. Enjoy your evening. When you're ready for the official part, come to me.
Okay. Lots of dialogue to get through. Now, I did talk to Lander here. A handsome, well-dressed young man of about 17 years old, looks at you with a polite smile. So you're the famous slayer of the Stag Lord's gang, soon to be a baron. Pleased to make your acquaintance. My name is Lander. Just Lander? No last name? No title? Well, let's just say I'm here incognito. Under my circumstances, it's wise to keep one's lineage to oneself. Truth be told, that's precisely what I wanted to speak with you about. You see, I am an heir to one of Brevoy's noble houses. I won't say which, but believe me, a newly appointed baron with no connections would do well to have a friend like me. I travel the country in secret, without servants, so I can see it for myself. Not from a carriage window, but face to face with the people. My family would never approve, of course, but then I never asked. I need to know Brevoy if I'm going to rule a part of it someday. I know Jamandi wants to impose her stepson on you as emissary of Brevoy. Refuse. Take me instead. Don't look at my age. While they may have trained this half-orc to swing a sword, I've been training to rule since I was a child. I'll be of far greater use to you, both now and in the future, after I have a firm position in my family. Are you from Restovic nobility? Oh no, I'm not from here. I'm just visiting, you could say. I wanted to see for myself the heroes who managed to conquer the frontier lands, and the Lord Mayor was kind enough to invite me to this wonderful party. Okay, we'll consider it. I think we actually will select him as our envoy. I'm curious about him. Got Jaethel here. Let's talk to Mager. This man is obviously more comfortable on the battlefield than in the company of nobles. He's well built, but the expensive waistcoat he's wearing doesn't fit quite properly, as though it was borrowed. He has a few pale scars across his face, and his dark hair is drawn into an unkempt ponytail with a few streaks of gray running through it. He greets you with a broad smile and a firm handshake. Let me introduce myself. I'm Mager Varn, the new ruler of Dunsward, your neighbor to the east. Like you, I'm about to be a baron. Great job with the Stag Lord, by the way. Not everyone could exterminate a whole gang of bandits with such a small team. How did you earn the title of baron? The truth be told, my team and I just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Jamandi Aldori needed someone reliable to take and hold the territory. I'm the captain of a mercenary team, if that wasn't clear. Varnling Host. Have you heard of us? No? No matter. We've done work for Jamandi before. This time the task was simple. We just waltzed into the area, cleared it of the most brazen monsters, and built a small fort to hold the place. And for that, a barony and land to own. It was a dream job. How does it feel being a noble? Varn smirks. Like a pheasant on a plate. I've killed all kinds of monsters, but this is the first time I've so strongly felt like turning away could get me eaten. He nods toward an arrogant man in the other corner of the room. See that lad? Baron Drelev. He's not like us. Who knows what generation of baron he is? Didn't even shake my hand. You and me? We're like dirt beneath his boots. That's why those like us, the newly made nobility, need to stick together. Otherwise, he'd take my land and yours in the blink of an eye. Farewell. Goodbye. Once you've settled in, come pay us a visit. Okay, let's go talk to Mr. Drelev. This man's gorgeous clothes hide rippling muscles beneath them. He looks past your ear, obviously bored. Baron Hannes Drelev, he says offhandedly, emphasizing the word Baron. And you must be the Stag Lord Butcher? I'm sorry I quite forgot your name. But you took out the Stag Lord and his gang, and so the Sword Lord Jamandi is granting you permission to take his place, right? Well, congratulations. My lands lie to the west of yours. I suppose we're neighbors now. Yes, I defeated the Stag Lord. Pray tell, what did you do to deserve your new dominion? A smirk appears on the Baron's face. I don't need to deserve or prove anything. Countless generations of my glorious ancestors have done so for me. If I had a slightly bigger army, Sword Lord Jamandi would have simply given all the stolen lands to me. Alas, I don't have so many soldiers at my disposal, so she had to urgently make barons of the likes of you and Varn. So you have no army, no special merits, and you were just given land for being pretty. Under other circumstances, I'd have you whipped for such words, but let's not ruin Lady Aldori's celebration. If you want so badly to measure merits, we can do so another time. You're not very polite for a nobleman. Ah, politeness must be deserved. Okay. I think those are the two... Oh, can we talk to Keeg? Yeah. A handsome man with a weather-beaten face grasps your hand tightly in his rough, calloused palms. Unlike the rest of the guests in their festive clothes, he wears a simple robe. The only luxury you see on him is a holy symbol of Aristil made of solid gold. The other guests look at him with respect, some bordering on awe. Congratulations on your victory, he says in a deep voice. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Ezvanki Keeg, High Priest of Aristil in Restov. Do many people in Restov venerate Aristil? They revere many gods in Restov. They pray to Abadar, patron of cities, and Pharasma, gatherer of souls. There are also some more rare cults, but there's no denying that the Stag God has the largest congregation here, and no wonder, people here have lived off farming and hunting for centuries. Alright, it was an honor to meet you. Goodbye. To be honest, I'm kind of tired of talking to people. But let's check in with these two. Natala. Natala Sertova is discussing something with an unfamiliar old lady in a low voice. Upon noticing you, she breaks into a sugary sweet smile. You are not only tough, but quick. Well, congratulations on your victory. Enjoy it while you can. Is this a threat? I would never. I simply wish to warn you in case you don't fully realize the fate that awaits you in your barony. What do you think awaits me? Nothing good, I fear. The Aldori, our dearest friends, didn't deem it necessary to inform you of their plans, I assume. You see, they're preparing to separate from Brevoy. It will not be a peaceful process. They lack the strength, currently, hence using this legal loophole to create some independent allies. Once the civil war breaks out, your lands will be the first to endure a strike from Brevoy's forces. Perhaps they'll erect a memorial stone in independent Restov to honor you. Well, I wouldn't count on even that, really. What would you propose? In your situation, the most reasonable course of action would be to align yourself with the lawful rulers of Brevoy, the noble houses. The Aldori won't dare to rebel, knowing they will immediately become entrapped. You could help Brevoy avoid a civil war while simultaneously enjoying some well-deserved peace in your lands. I believe Jamandi has already attempted to impose a guard on you as an emissary. I'm guessing her low-born stepson, the green-skinned boy Castle. It's up to you, of course, but I would recommend you a different envoy. Please meet Chandra Murvey, an experienced diplomat who's more familiar with Brevoy's politics than any brawler could be. The old woman standing next to Natala gives you a slight bow. I would be happy to help you establish diplomatic relations with Brevoy. And we'll consider it. Think on it. Do not make any hasty decisions. Okay, we've mingled.
I will guide.
So, how do you like our little gathering? I hope you've made some useful connections. Shall we move on to the official proceedings?
I'd like to talk about the envoy I'll be taking with me.
My apprentice, Casil Aldori, will go with you.
We're gonna
Won't he?
take this Lander fella we met.
Oh, the heir of House Lebeda. Naive enough to think no one would recognize him here. I wouldn't trust him. Who knows what he has in mind?
Well, that's kind of what I want to find out. I'm ready for the ceremony.
Excellent. Stand here. Lords and ladies, today we are here to honor 3 brave people who have done the impossible. They've tamed the stolen lands. Baron Hannes Drelev, the new master of Glenabon. Captain Maegor Varn, the conqueror of Dunsword. And finally, the tamer of the Shrike Hills, who put an end to the atrocities of the Stag Lord's bandits. Step forward. On behalf of the people of the free city of Restov, I confer upon you this noble title. Rise, your grace.
Victory! The Stag Lord's dead, and the capital of the new barony has been built in place of his fort. That was how the long and challenging taming of the stolen lands began.
And here we are. Probably gonna skip through this after we talk to Keston because it takes so long for him to show us around. Welcome, your grace. Let me once again congratulate you on your victory and your new title. Lady Jamandi transferred me here. I am at your disposal. I'm not one to bestow honors, but I want you to know I'm glad to serve you. I'm here to welcome you on behalf of your new capital's citizens. The Stag Lord's former stronghold will soon be a thriving city. Word travels fast, and the first settlers have already arrived, with new ones approaching as we speak. While you were visiting Restov, much has been done here. Your benefactors, the Aldori, invested a great deal of resources in rebuilding the city. I stand ready to answer your questions and to show you around the most important sites. Are there any citizens I should know about? Our old acquaintance Jod is right here. Aristil's clerics normally don't like cities much, but he's eager to serve you. Also, the emissary from Brevoy is here, waiting for you in the throne room. There's also this curious matter. An elf has paid us a visit. A blind elf. Desna only knows how he managed to get here. He seems a peaceful, even pleasant fellow, though naturally a little odd, so I let him stay a while. It's up to you to decide what to do with him now. That's about it, I guess. Where are my companions? They are all somewhere around here, but I never kept an eye on who went where exactly. Well, I assume Tristan is with Jod, and you can always find Lindsay. Just follow the noise and turmoil. The main question is, where can I get a drink or three? It's time to toast to my victory. Keston hesitates a brief moment, then laughs. I'll make sure to show you the moment we enter the city. The tavern was the first business that opened, naturally. Building a city is thirsty work, and I beg your forgiveness for my behavior during your reception. I drank a little too much. It is a day for celebration. What's the mood of the people here? I must admit I've never seen anything like that in my whole life. A city, a whole barony, born right in front of our eyes. The people sense the moment, and today we're feeling proud. As a rule, I'm not too cheerful or chatty. I normally feel out of place among all the rejoicing, but today is just one of those days. Okay, let's get the grand tour. Kind of like the short version, if we could. Unfortunately, these people take a long time to talk to us. Yeah, so we went through all of this. I got through this introduction to our barony, and we got inside the throne room. Let's see, Tristan and Jod come to talk to us about the impending invasion at Bald Hilltop. They don't call it an invasion yet, they just say something's going to happen there. And we just started to look at the kingdom management interface, and I realized then that OBS had crashed. So we're almost back to where I ended up. Okay, we got the tour of our barony, and we're finally here into the throne room. Keston, so now we've reached the main chambers. This is the throne room, where you'll hold court and receive visitors. Let me draw your attention to this large map depicting your barony and its surroundings. We'll mark all the important scout reports and other news worthy of your grace's attention. Lander Lebeda. Hello, my dear friend. I am glad to see you in good health. I don't see how you remain so steady in these circumstances. But in truth, I shouldn't worry. A little effort and this barony will become a rich and prosperous land, right? We got some stat points. Since ruling seems to be a new thing for you, I'll put the matter simply. There are two kinds of issues that the Baron must address, boring ones and amusing ones. You'll have servants and advisors to handle all the boring problems, and you can give them orders from wherever it pleases you. But sometimes an urgent matter will arise, a dragon attack or the visit of some noble dignitary like myself. Events like these demand the Baron's personal presence in the capital. We'll mark these events on the map too. And according to ancient tradition of Brevoy and most of the river kingdoms, rulers in these parts find it convenient to receive visitors and chop off heads at the beginning of each month. I know well that traditions can be tedious, but nevertheless I advise you to visit the capital on important days. But here's the main thing. You should start choosing people to fill the key positions right away. We definitely don't want to miss the head chopping. Your clerics, Jod and Tristan, were the first to beg for an audience. I'll leave you to your thoughts for now. I'm sure you'll make wise decisions. Of that I have no doubt. Okay, Jod, Your Grace, allow me to congratulate you on receiving the title of Baron. I am confident that you will be able to bring order to these troubled lands. Though to be honest, that isn't exactly what we wanted to speak to you about. Tristan and I have been talking a great deal about what happened at the Temple of the Elk. It doesn't all make sense to us yet, but one thing is clear. There's a powerful curse at work. It corrupted the very essence of that sacred place, steeping it with putrescence. Ugh, I'm disgusted with whoever could do this. Jod, it's interesting that he says that with Tristan right here. Jod exhales loudly, catching his breath. And now there is a new woe. Tristan and I believe the curse did not simply disperse of its own accord. There is a place near the capital rumored by the locals to be cursed. Tristan and I visited this dreadful place, and we felt the same putrescence as at the Temple of the Elk. What is this place? Where is it? There's a bald hilltop not far from here to the north of the capital. Its crown is entirely barren of life. The locals believe that rituals glorifying the dark gods were held there back in ancient times. There is no longer any trace of such rituals, but the air around the hilltop is heavy to the point of stifling. This place is like a rotting wound, closed but not healed. And this wound will undoubtedly open again. Tristan and I felt something approaching, something ominous. The curse will soon return to plague us once more, I swear by Aristil. I'll go there as soon as I am able. I would be happy to accompany you, but I would not expect to see anything new there at present. I agree with Tristan. We have been to this hilltop. It's barren, but filled with a dense atmosphere of unease. Well, what do you suggest? The curse will grow in strength, and we predict it will reach the peak of its strength in about 1 month. That's when we should visit the bald hilltop and resolve this issue. For now, we can only wait and prepare. We beg your pardon, Your Grace, for intervening with you getting the grasp of your barony. I'm sure you have even more pressing matters at hand right now. Okay. Alright. This is finally back to where I left off. And I never actually thought of a name. But on the way here this time, I thought maybe since we are here in Shrike, the Shrike River, I think Jemani called it Shrike Hills. So we're going to go with that. Shrike Hills. It's maybe not super original, but that's what we're going to go with. It fits the map, too. Okay. Wow. I'm going to do some work here in this interface, and then I'll just kind of summarize things that I've done. Okay, we've hired some advisors. We've got Lander Lebeda here as our regent. Tristan is our counselor. Ragongar is our general. Our treasurer, we put in Alora here. She was the best we had of our mercenaries because we don't have anybody. No NPCs ready yet to be treasurer, but she's actually got +2 in economy because of her intelligence, so she'll do for now at least. And then Harem is our high priest. I'm not sure why the portrait image here doesn't fill the space. Does not have the right size image or something for that. So we've got our advisors set. Now I'm going to take a look at projects, see what we got. Okay, so this goes back to what I was talking about with our party of mercenaries and wondering about what would happen when we pull in the other companions for their quests. And I see this event here, project, or I think it's a event, yeah. We can actually train Jaethal here. I didn't see if we have the same thing for the others. Yeah, we do. We can put them in here and spend BP to get them up to, I don't know if it's to our current level. It says increases your companion's level, making them suitable to join your current party. So I think this answers my own question about the viability of keeping the setting the way we have it. We can spend a little bit of BP and drop them in here and get their level up if we need to. Okay, so those are actually projects here. I never saw these last time, so I think this must be related to having that setting to only level our current party, because we've got the option here to level up everybody. And I don't know if we use this, if we'll get this again when they're lower level, or if we need to save it till later. I will save it till we think we actually need to do it. But I debated between rebuilding and pillaging the Temple of the Elk, but while this would be fun, this gives us some divine points, and I'm really going to focus on just really working on these stats from the beginning, because we know we're going to need them. So we're going to put Harim on this. And then we've got Alora on Esvanki's offer to build a shrine to Aristil, which Bruin will appreciate because that's his god. So we'll start that one up. I think that's all we can do here, or all we're going to do here for projects right now. Okay, so I jumped out and saved it real quick. We're going to go ahead right away here and get the outskirts claimed. I'm not going to put that off. And once this is done, we're going to go ahead now and... Yeah, okay. First, we'll look at some new events. Looks like we picked up, but then we will work on the settlements right away here too. Okay, we had success with Esvanki's offer. Okay, we've got some advisors waiting in the throne room, so let's go take care of those. Tristian lowers his head. Greetings, Baron. I am sorry to take you away from your other affairs, but your people need you. When the stolen lands were freed from the Stag Lord, the people sighed in relief, but many are still confused by their swift change of fortune. Truth be told, they simply don't know what to think of their new Baron, nor what to expect of you. Will you be a fair ruler for all, or only for those of wealth and status? Let us reassure your people. Show them where your favor truly rests. Perhaps a small celebration would help to win them over. Of course, you could spend the same amount on a luxurious dinner for the wealthiest of your barony, but I recommend organizing a fair for the common people, the ones upon whose shoulders your power truly resides. So this is where our alignment is going to be hard for me to overcome what I would want to do in real life. Although maybe this isn't really an alignment specific choice here. We can get some culture or we can get some relations. We need a dinner party for the merchants. The support of our wealthiest citizens is essential. Tristan keeps silent for a few moments. He is choosing his words very carefully. It saddens me to see money that could feed the hungry and bring joy to the suffering will instead be spent on a feast for the wealthy. But if that is your decision, I cannot change it. And Harim. Harim looks embarrassed. He runs his fingers through his beard and clears his throat a few times, then speaks at last. I heard, not that it is important, but, well, I heard that an ancient trade road built by the dwarves of the Five Kings Mountains runs through these lands. I don't know what happened to them or where they went. Unforgiving time spares no one, but the road itself is still here, and possibly not only the road. Well, Kane, I have a request. If you find any dwarven ruins in the area, I'd like to see them with my own eyes. Why do you ask this? I shouldn't, probably, but it's like a wound that's never healed. You know it will only hurt more, but you still need to scratch it. Of course, it's foolish and vain, but still I wish to look at them. Alright, Harim, if we find any dwarven ruins, I'll take you to them. Thank you, Kane. Thank you. Oh yeah, Kaisi. An unusual petitioner approaches you, a tiefling girl who appears to be a foreigner from the south. So this is the DLC now, right? She makes a court, because I don't think she never came to our court last time. She makes a courtly bow, but her face betrays a coy smile. Greetings to the ruler of these lands. My name is Kaisi. I come from the sands of Kadira. A special wind, the wind of opportunity and hidden treasure, has brought me to these lands. And without all the polite words, here is what I want to say. I know the location of an ancient treasury, and I'm asking for the Baron's help to reach it and share in the loot. What kind of treasury is it? The remains of an ancient Taldan settlement, destroyed long ago by the forces of nature. My friends came across an ancient chronicle that referred to this settlement, and managed to locate the ruins. But they couldn't get inside, being too afraid. These lands are dangerous. Why don't you just go there yourself? My friends who visited the place said that it's filled with monsters and wild animals. I shouldn't like going there all alone. Besides, it would be wrong not to tell the ruler of a treasure found in his lands. We must discuss dividing the loot before we proceed. The girl nods. Of course, truth be told, I'm only interested in one thing, an artifact called the Disc of the Eclipse, which is supposed to be in this treasury. If my informants are not mistaken, I claim no rights to the rest of the loot, but who knows, perhaps the Baron will have an overwhelming desire to reward their helpful assistant. Great, I like adventure. The tiefling bows again, tracing patterns on the floor with her tail. In that case, I will take leave and prepare for the expedition. I've already rented a house in your wonderful city. The Baron is welcome to visit me any time when you're ready to discuss our plans. Okay. And Jod's back. Your Grace, I was at Oleg's trading post recently and I noticed old Bakken just standing there, bored to death with nothing to do. This is most unfortunate, after all. The old grumbler is a very knowledgeable alchemist. However, he has no use for his skills, since the locals need nothing more than the simplest of healing potions. And then it struck me. Why don't you hire him as your court alchemist? His decoctions and tinctures would certainly prove most useful to you. Also, it might be cheaper than simply buying from him or some other merchant. Okay. And we leveled up. Nice. Gonna go back in here. That's Casey. So we need to talk to her. Now, as I understand it, she is maybe available as an advisor. She's not here yet. Okay. All right, we've got some events. So let me look at these. Okay, we've got some events we're going to start up. I'm also going to try to be stingier about using my crisis points, because we're definitely going to need those later. And even 61% is way better than the like 5% we were getting at the end of my last run. So we're going to save these and attempt, even with 61 doesn't sound great, but I don't think it's, we're not going to start spending crisis points at this point for sure. So we've got a half-elf trading fabric in the capital discovered a loophole in the law which made it possible to avoid paying most taxes. The news spread quickly through the Merchants Guild. Measures should be taken immediately or the treasury will take a loss. Putting Allura on that. And then troublemakers are spurring the people to rebel against the ruler. Grumblings of popular discontent can be heard in the capital. Advisors should either answer to the rabble-rousers or nip the rebellion in the bud. Landers going on that one. It's 55%. And bandit outrage. Several bandit encampments have emerged in the Gnarl Marches. They plunder the peasants, rob travelers and merchants, and even attack tax gatherers. These bandits need to be muzzled. Ragongar is going on that one. And these other two opportunities, we didn't have anybody else that we could put on them. So I'm going to take a look at the projects here now. Okay, so we can already rank up loyalty, which we're going to do. Really going to try not to put this kind of thing off. An Ancient Curse quest. The ancient curse you were warned about now plagues your lands. It will decrease your barony's stats every 2 days for 14 days, unless you overcome it. To protect your barony, you should hurry to the Bald Hilltop to confront the threat, while also sending one of your advisors to assess the consequences of the curse. Both actions are vital to the well-being of your barony. Okay, it's time to go to Bald Hilltop. Got new merchants in the capital. Failed with the bandit outrage. Success with the troublemakers. Got some community for that. And failure with the trade taxes. Okay. This is just 1 day we can deal with right away. I'm not sure if we should go there first, or if it matters. Oh, we've got the trolls Keston wants to talk about. Enchanted Wind. Okay, we've got some opportunities we're going to put people on. Proposal for cooperation with Absalom. Got Lander on that. And then Event of the Month. The locals are bored and don't know what to do with themselves. Ragongar is on that. And enchanted wind. News has arrived from the largest observatory in the Five Kings Mountains. The enchanted lens of their main telescope broke. The destruction of such a powerful artifact caused a gust of enchanted wind, which is now moving towards a region of the Barony. You should seize the opportunity. We've got Allura on that. And then, I think we can just go ahead and do this. Maybe we do use a crisis point there to make sure we get this. I think he was the only one. Yeah. Still have till the end of the month. We actually need to go to Bald Hilltop, but I think we can go ahead and do this event. I guess if we don't skip time, that could actually happen while we go to the location. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is work on settlements. Okay, we've got Tuskdale all started building. We got our walls going. Then out here we've got a windmill. To go with the windmill, we added the granary and brewery. There's the granary and brewery. Over here we got the piers. We got a free shrine. I'm not exactly sure why it was free. We put a tavern here next to the longhouse, which is in the middle. Of course, then we needed to add a bulletin board and stocks. The bulletin board, we get +2 bonus to resolving problems in the region. We get that because we have the lawful alignment. And then the stocks, +1 to stability. A wooden structure designed to put local criminals on display and give the townsfolk a chance to mock them. +1 bonus for solving problems in the region. That's for being an evil alignment. Then we've got our barracks and a shop over here. We've got all our buildings going here in Tuskdale. Now we need to put a settlement here in the outskirts. Last time I think we maybe just put it here in the middle. Let's do something over here along the river this time. About right here. Trade guard. We don't have the BP. Yeah, we're going to be limited some here by BP, huh? Although we've got gold, we can buy enough to at least get the settlement. Yeah, we don't have just unlimited funds here at the moment. We've got the money now. Let's try again. Okay. We'll see if I can afford to do a little bit of building here in Trade Guard. At least to get things going. Okay, yeah, we're pretty short on BP at the moment, so we started up walls. And we'll have to get back here to Trade Guard ASAP to start building up that settlement. Okay, we'll see if anybody's going to talk to us here now in the throne room. I hear footsteps. Keston, Your Grace. Keston has a troubled look on his face. I fear there's another matter that requires your attention. There have been reports, many of them, from settlements across the Gnarl Marches. There are trolls in the forest, seemingly hordes of them. Rumors claim they're more than the typical savage beasts. They almost seem to show reason and tactics. They form groups, attack all at once, plunder the villages, and carry away the peasants. Even stranger, kobolds have been spotted among their ranks, when usually they would be attacked on sight. I'm not certain any of this is reliable. Fear builds mountains of molehills. Some of the rumors even say these trolls carried torches and burned down houses, seemingly unafraid of open flames. It's entirely possible the rest of the reports could be exaggerated as well. The common folk will hardly heed any simple exhortation. Someone will need to go to the Gnarl Marches to investigate the matter. I was considering the matter when it hit me. What if you were to take on this investigation yourself, Your Grace? Okay, I may have time for this later. If you would be so kind, Your Grace, just be sure to provision yourself properly before you go. Remember, trolls can only be killed with fire or acid.
Trolls
Okay.
who didn't fear fire? That sounded terrible, and dangerous, and terribly dangerous. If we couldn't rein them in, our young barony would be eaten up in a snap.
All right. Anybody else level up? Oh, Amaya did. Okay. We will do that next time. And we've got now a number of things to take care of here. First, I think we'll have to be heading to Bald Hilltop. Because according to this, we still have a couple of weeks, but we're definitely on the clock there. I think we can go ahead and head there. Oh, we also need to go talk to Davik Nettle since we killed the Stag Lord. So we'll do all that next time. We've got Lander here, someone new here in our throne room. And we need to go talk to some people. We probably need to spend some time just going around talking to all the companions because we haven't really done that this playthrough. Thanks for being here with me in the Stolen Lands. I really appreciate it. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye-bye.